All right.
Okay. So can you tell us your name, the organization you work for, and your position?
I'm Maureen LAST NAME. I'm the permanent secretary for the Ministry of Education, Government of Rwanda.
Awesome.
Yep.
Tell us why students in Rwanda need career guidance.
Thank you. Well, I think we should start with its history, because when you look at it, especially here in Rwanda, I mean, this is something which is new. It's never been done. But when you look at people who have passed through, the vast majority who have passed through our academic system, you realize that some of them after graduating have big regrets of what they've done. And of course, it is even evidenced by the existing statistics, where you find that we have very many graduates who are unemployed. Of course, it could be that the job opportunities are not readily available, but perhaps they took a wrong course. If they had been advised rightly and had got the right career advice at an early stage, perhaps they might not have taken what they did. They could have been influenced by the peers or someone else doing it. Let me go for it when it's not fit for you. So based on that, I believe that it is pertinent and very important that we have career guidance in Rwanda.
What are some of the employment issues that you see with Rwandans or people finding jobs in Rwanda?
Thank you. Well, of course, the employment issues. You realize that employment opportunities where they are, they tend to require people who have hands-on skills at most. And of course, that is evidenced by existing research, which says that at least around 72% of what is required in the labor market should have at least, hands-on skills through technical vocational. But, but most people have been ignoring that component where opportunities are. There is a pursuit of getting a degree, which is a paper degree, not necessarily, thinking about the labor market. So I think that's a challenge, on the labor market of Rwanda. And apart from that, of course, for those who get the hands-on skills, I mean, if they have a skill which they can apply, they can as well be self-employed. So you realize that it's not been happening that way, because they've been going to universities and the majority do more or less the same courses. Of course, the market becomes saturated. I mean, if the vast majority do management economics, business administration, you can imagine you can't have all the readily available positions for, management courses, related courses. So I think there's been a gap in that component. But when something of career advice comes in and people see what they can afford to do, I think it would be a very good orientation, which might also avail some opportunities, which would be readily available within the labor market.
How do you see Kuder impacting students in Rwanda today?
Thank you. Well, of course, at the moment, the coverage is still limited. But of course, coming from the Ministry of Education, because we look at the opportunities providing to a few schools where they have been privileged to get through the Kuder system, we think that because we acknowledge its importance, we think we ought to scale it up to more schools, and if need be, all schools, that very many people could benefit out of it, because we do believe that, I think, it's a good tool. It's a good system that should be embraced by most students and at least help them, shape their future, as clearly evidenced by what we've had through testimonies and see. Because not everyone has got the opportunity to give the testimony, but at least we acknowledge that career guidance is critical. Me also being a parent, even when I'm educated, at least I was always thinking that I should have a say in what my child should be or my children should be. But from the experience of Kuder and what I've had, I mean, I think I'm going to cease saying it. Initially, I would say, well, Joshua want to be an engineer, Caleb want to be a doctor. But perhaps that's not their interest. And of course, those are stereotypes, and some of that, such, we should drop it. And as we drop it, we need a system that is going to guide, orient our children into their full potentialities.
I think that's a really great point.
Yeah.
Tell me what excited you about the summit, or what's your takeaway from today's summit?
Thank you. When you look at the turn-up and the personalities that turned up, I think that was exciting. At least I know most of the people, especially within the leadership circles, be it in public and private. And I was excited to see quite a number of people who are decision makers in different categories, right from the local government, where we've had mayors and vice mayors attending, business leaders, I've seen them, especially the high end, who came to attend. Actually, I was surprised to see some of those guys there. Government, leaders of public and private universities, I've seen them, because at least we closely work together within our education sector. And head teachers, so including even development partners. So honestly, I came slightly late, but before we started, full packed, and I had to scroll through who is he or who is here, and I realized that, okay, people who are important in decision making on education system or policy in Rwanda are all here. So I believe that the message is going to be efficiently and effectively delivered where it should be, because people who mattered attended this conference. And overall, I think I consider it a very successful summit. Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us?
Well, I think it's a vote of thanks for excellent organization of what we've seen here. Of course, to the Kuder team, we are highly appreciative, and of course, we are looking forward for consolidation of the existing partnership we have as a Ministry of Education, because at least I'm representing the ministry, coming from the Ministry of Education. So we're looking forward for consolidating the existing partnership and make it grow to greater heights, that it may impact very many Rwandan students and kids. Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited that the right people were here and that we have a lot of buy-in, because that's huge. It's
Sure.
not just the product that
Sure.
that makes it work. It's the buy-in from the community, and everybody's been so welcoming, and
Sure.
we're happy to do it. And
Sure.
like you said, we're as excited as you are to get
Thank
things
you.
wrapped up tomorrow.
Sure.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You have to push it.
Here.